The year was 1999. The weekly manga Shonen Jump was at a bit of a low. Their golden age had just ended, which consisted of series such as Dragon Ball, Slam Dunk, and Yu Yu Hakusho. Sure, that period since then wasn't without its hits, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Rurouni Kenshin for example, but Shonen Jump needed some hits. Enter what American audiences would come to refer as the Big Three: One Piece, Naruto, and Bleach. You could argue that any of the three was the best, the most successful. Now in Japan, there's absolutely no question. One Piece is king, and it has since become the highest selling manga of all time. But for the rest of the world, that line becomes a bit blurrier. Here in America, Naruto and Bleach exceeded One Piece's popularity, thanks to One Piece getting a rocky start thanks to 4Kids Entertainment, but that's another story. In 2014, Naruto ended after a remarkable 15-year run, but that wasn't the end of the franchise, as they were sure to announce countless spin-offs and a sequel series. Oh boy, they are milking this franchise dry, aren't they? But that's a discussion for another time. Oh, and a live-action movie is in the works. That probably is just going to be Dragon Ball Evolution 2.0. Masashi Kishimoto was a young, struggling mangaka trying to make his mark in the world. Nothing he tried made it through. It wasn't until he teamed up with his then-editor Sosuke Yahagi that he found any success. After finishing Naruto, Kishimoto mentioned that he wanted to do a sci-fi manga. It's been over a year since he announced that, and not a single word of concept, characters, or story has come of it as of this time. He's probably stuck doing Naruto-related work and can't get out. Poor guy. Naruto went through several concepts. At first, it was going to be about a boy trying to sell ramen. Then it had some vague ideas, but Kishimoto found the story wasn't going anywhere until he was told by Yahagi to create a rival character for the titular character, which became Sasuke. Then Sakura was created, and thus finally plotting the story out became easy for Kishimoto. As Naruto went on, many felt that the series lost its steam over time. What point exactly did that happen? Well, perhaps as I read this series from top to bottom while taking notes, I'll find the answer. I'm going into this series with a blank slate and an open mind. Maybe I'll see some things that I didn't before, or maybe some things will be reinforced. Gonna be an interesting read-journey, that's for sure. We open with a shot of some narration. It tells us of how the nine-tailed fox came and attacked a village. The shinobi assembled, but one brave shinobi was able to seal the demon at the cost of his own life. That shinobi was the fourth Hokage. We then cut to this village known as Konoha, or the Hidden Leaf Village if you're watching the English dub, where a young boy is defacing the monument of the previous Hokages. We shall call this Mount Kagemore because it pretty much is like Mount Rushmore. This boy, named Naruto Uzumaki, is a troublemaker who is defacing the monument for attention. He gets scolded by his sensei named Iruka, but then Kishimoto cuts to Naruto in class. Naruto tries to perform the sexy no jutsu to impress him, but that doesn't work. Iruka then promises to take Naruto out for ramen after he cleans up the mess that he made. Naruto iterates that he plans to surpass all the Hokage, and that he wants to become Hokage so everyone will acknowledge him. These scenes are good in that Kishimoto takes the time to establish Naruto and Iruka's bond. We then cut to the next day, where Naruto is trying to Bushin no Jutsu, a jutsu that he's terrible at. As such, he fails, and thus is the only one not to graduate. We get a scene of Naruto being shunned by the villagers, hiding some dark and terrible secret that they are not allowed to speak of. It does a good job of lifting sympathy for Naruto and that he's the only one without parents. Following that, Mizuki tells Naruto that Iruka's parents were killed when he was young, and tricks Naruto into stealing a scroll which has the forbidden Kage Bushin no Jutsu on it. A search then begins for Naruto. Iruka tries to find him first, eventually coming across him. We see that Naruto has been practicing some moves for quite some while, but then Mizuki appears and tells Naruto the dark secret. He is the Nine-Tails Demon Fox, which hits Naruto like a brick. Mizuki then attempts to kill Naruto, but Iruka shows that he still cares for him. Iruka then gives a passionate speech about who Naruto is. It's another nice way of showing the bond that Naruto and Iruka have. Naruto then shows that he's mastered the Kage Bushin, or Shadow Clone as it's called in the dub, and with that Mizuki is defeated. Iruka rewards Naruto by passing him. So the first chapter establishes the main character well enough. Chapter 2 consists of Naruto talking to Konomaru. We get some more exposition where we see the fourth Hokage's dying wish was for Naruto to be seen as a hero, but that request was not honored by the village. It's also here that we see that Naruto was the vessel, where else it seems the original intention was that Naruto was the nine-tailed fox in human form. I think that was the case in the original pilot, which I can't find for the life of me. What we get here are some bonding moments between Naruto and Konohamaru. It does seem like Kishimoto was setting up Konohamaru to be Naruto's successor, but Konohamaru doesn't really play that major of a role for the rest of the series. It's possible Kishimoto put this in with the thought of making him important later on, but that plan never really materialized. There aren't going to be any shortcuts to becoming Hokage, Naruto declares. Well, whether or not Kishimoto followed that is a discussion for another time. Chapter 3 introduces us to the other two main characters who are introduced rather informally by comparison. First up is Sakura Haruno, a pink-haired girl who Naruto has a crush on, but she's not interested because she has the hots for the cool kid. That's this guy, Sasuke Uchiha. Oh boy, the things I could say about you, Sasuke. Before Sasuke even says his first word, somebody accidentally trips Naruto into... the kiss that launched 1,000 shippers. I know that pretty much everyone else has probably said the exact same thing about this scene, but that's really the only way to describe it. So we get setup of Naruto and Sasuke's rivalry that will fuel the entire series. Naruto even tries to disguise himself as Sasuke so that he can win Sakura's affection. But this doesn't work because Naruto stupidly drank old milk and thus has to keep going to the bathroom. It's then that we're introduced to Kakashi, their sensei. He gets a rather funny introduction where he somehow falls for a trap that Naruto sets. This causes him to come to the conclusion that he doesn't like them. So Kakashi takes them to a rooftop and asks them about their hopes and dreams. Naruto reiterates that he wants to be Hokage. Sasuke, however, tells of a dark ambition. He doesn't name names yet, but he makes it clear that he wants to kill someone and restore his clan. Sakura... yeah, that's not really a motive. Girls are more interested in love than ninjutsu. Kishimoto, you are aware that boys go through puberty as well, right? So Kakashi sets them up on a bell test. He shows himself to be a pretty tough teacher. They all do fail, and Kakashi pretty much tells them, and by extension us, each of the characters' flaws that they must overcome. Naruto, he was running around by himself. Sakura for focusing on Sasuke over Naruto, and Sasuke for thinking that Naruto and Sakura would only get in his way. It's here that Kakashi doesn't sugarcoat the nature of their lives, essentially telling them that while they may go out and do cool things, at the end of the day, people die. It really helps set up the world they're in. Kakashi also mentions those who abandon their friends are lower than trash, and that his best friend's name is on that stone. Sasuke shows some incentive and feeds Naruto some food with Sakura following suit. This ends up passing them. Some time goes by and the team has gone on some small missions, but Naruto has grown impatient and wants a full-blown mission. The third Hokage mentions that they do all kinds of missions, including assassination. He doesn't say what kind of assassinations they do, but it does raise some interesting moral implications for the world they live in. But this is how they make their money. So the third Hokage gives them a mission. They are to escort this old man named Tazuna, the bridge builder, back to the Wave Country. Here we get some information from Kakashi onto the 5 Kages of the major villages. They don't come into play until later, but it's good to see that he brought it up. But then they are attacked by some ninjas out to kill Tazuna. I forgot how bloody Kishimoto was back in the day. They are able to fend them off, but Naruto gets his hand caught in some poison. In a pretty badass moment, he digs it out himself. Subsequently, we get introduced to Zabuza in its effective introduction. Naruto nearly dies from taking out too much blood, but it's here that Kishimoto sets up that Naruto has healing powers. They get attacked again, and Kakashi reveals that he has a Sharingan. Sasuke acts surprised, as the Sharingan is only supposed to be used by people who have the Uchiha clan, and even then it's rare for Uchihas. Oh boy. But I must question, how does Sasuke not know? There's no way he could not have known that Kakashi had a Sharingan, especially if Kakashi is that famous as the man with over 1,000 jutsus. Now don't get too excited, despite that claim, Kakashi only ever seems to use 3 throughout the series. The following fights are really badass, and the kids get the sense that they're in over their heads. After all, this is not something that they are ready for. Zabuza tells them of how friends of his were pitted against each other, and he's characterized quite well here. We even got some good thinking as Naruto disguises himself as a shuriken. But they are interrupted by the arrival of Haku, who seemingly kills Zabuza and takes him away. We find out that Kakashi can't use his Sharingan too well, and he passes out. Yeah, better get used to this. What follows is that we get a bit of insight into Haku and Zabuza's relationship, so it's good that Kishimoto set up their dynamic. Following that, Kakashi decides to train them. Sakura explains how chakra works. I know some people hound the series because this is not how chakra should work, but it's its own universe, so it can be whatever it wants. Kakashi then tells them that they should use their chakra to climb trees. I wish we had more scenes of Kakashi teaching them how to do certain moves. It would have helped to add to their bonds. Naruto can't get up the tree at all, Sasuke gets up halfway, and Sakura gets up all the way through. Kakashi mentions that while Naruto and Sasuke have more chakra stamina, Sakura has the best control of her chakra. So for a while, Naruto and Sasuke have to train to climb trees to varying success. So we then get a bit of a focus on Sakura as she wanders the village, and we see the sorry state of the village. We meet Inori, Tazuna's grandson. We get some insight into his backstory. His father, Kaza, was a hero of the village. I probably pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry, but it's been so long that I probably don't remember. But when Gato, our villain, took over the village, he made an example out of him by killing him in front of everyone. I have to wonder if this is a shout-out to Gold D. Rogers' fate in One Piece. Most likely it is. We then get a scene where Naruto meets Haku, and he is revealed to be a boy. Apparently he was planned to be a girl, but Kishimoto's editor, who I'm guessing is Yahagi in this case, told him the implications were kind of unnerving, even though turning him into a boy made those implications worse. Yeah. But we do get some more scenes that show Naruto and Sasuke's bond is growing. So Naruto oversleeps, but he wakes up to realize that they have left without him. Meanwhile, the fight breaks out and we get some more badass fight scenes. Naruto makes a quick stop to rescue Inori and his mother. After encouraging Inori to stand up for himself, Naruto heads out to the battle. While Zabuza and Kakashi battle, Haku traps Naruto and Sasuke inside a hall of mirrors. It's here that Sasuke sacrifices himself to save Naruto. He doesn't know why, but his body has moved on its own. Naruto is really pissed, and here we get an iconic moment. Naruto's Nine Tails form emerges. It's an absolute throttling as Naruto gives Haku the beating of his life. After Naruto beats Haku, Haku recounts his backstory. Here we get our first indication that shinobis are tools. They aren't thought of as people. They're just weapons to be used and thrown away. It really sets the mood for how they are viewed. Haku takes the blow for Zabuza, sacrificing himself for the one person who meant anything to him. Sakura finds Sasuke's lifeless body, and she reflects on how a shinobi must never show any emotions. The life of a ninja is cruel. Gato shows what a cruel bastard he is by kicking Haku's corpse. Zabuza also doesn't seem to care, but then Naruto's finally had enough and he speaks to Zabuza about the love Haku felt for him. Comrade love, or is it actual romantic love he's talking about? I'll let you be the judge. But either way, it works and Zabuza is moved to tears. The first talk no jutsu, but certainly not the last. Zabuza says that shinobis are still humans, and like a true badass, he manages to fight his way through Gato's mercenaries and kills Gato. After killing Gato, Zabuza dies next to Haku. Sasuke then magically gets better. Yeah, not really sure how or why, he just kinda gets better. Not like Kishimoto was actually going to kill him in the first arc. Inori shows how much he's grown as he leads the villagers against Gato's mercenaries. It's symbolic that now the village has learned to stand up for themselves. So after the battle is over, Naruto reflects on what's happened. He says he doesn't like the way ninjas are being used. He will be a ninja in his own way. As a final testament to everything Naruto has done for them, Tazuna decides to name the bridge after him. The Land of Waves is actually a very good arc. It sets up the characters well, the world building is phenomenal, the scale is small but it's a noble goal, save a village that needs help. We see just how messed up the world the characters live in, and we get interesting moral implications as to the nature of the world they live in. The way of the ninja is their lives, but they are seen as tools, not people. Is that right? These are questions that will fill the series as it goes on. But does Kishimoto answer those questions in a satisfying way? Well, perhaps I'll find the answer as I look back at this series. Naruto's character is shown well. While he's shown to be cocky and throws himself into danger without a second thought, so he's very reckless. But yet while he's brash and harsh, as seen when he yells at Inori to stop crying, we also see that he has a good heart. Naruto himself is a positive force of change as he encourages Inori and everyone around him to fight for what they believe in. Sasuke. Oh boy, I got some words to say about Sasuke later on. He doesn't really get a whole lot of development or insight into his character this arc, but Kishimoto does take some time to develop his bond with Naruto, and we mostly just get hints that the Uchiha clan is going to be very important, and some insight into his dark ambition to kill someone, which he later reveals is his brother. Sakura. Well, Sakura doesn't really get a good showing in this arc. She's mostly useless, although she does have one moment where she attempts to do something, but it doesn't work. I know somebody had to protect Tazuna, but Kishimoto could have fixed this by having someone attempt to kill Tazuna, and she'd have to defend him. She also treats Naruto very poorly, and Sasuke quite rightfully calls her annoying after she talks about how lucky someone must be to be an orphan. Now, since it's almost impossible to go into shipping implications, I'm going to say that for the time being, I'll be keeping my thoughts quiet. Perhaps I'll see some things that indicate how it was supposed to go, or that the conclusion we ended up getting was logical. Time will tell. She does have a good moment where she gives a hungry little girl some sweets. Sakura never really recovered from this in the eyes of many, which is unfortunate since I think the point is that she was supposed to grow up, but more on that later. She also does save Naruto from being attacked, which shows that she doesn't hate him and won't leave him for dead. There's a surprising detail to this art. Look at Naruto's face when he goes Ninetales after Haku seemingly kills Sasuke. I also forgot how bloody Kishimoto was back in the early days. It helped give this series an edge that sadly faded over time, but for reasons I'll go into later. So what really helped Naruto was that while One Piece took a while to get going, while Bleach took a year or so to set up for the Soul Society arc, Naruto got things started right away, which I think helped appeal to American audiences. So that concludes this arc of Naruto. We have a good opening and it's a setup for things to come. But will things continue on this path? Well, we'll have to wait and see. Thanks for watching, please hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more. This is RetrospectGreg signing off. Have a fantastic day, and take care.